Cool, so this is a quick tutorial for Fare Thee Well, the version that's played by Oscar Isaacs, that is on the soundtrack to Inside Llewyn Davies, not the Mumford & Sons version. So this version, I've got my guitar and drop down a note to D sharp as my root note. You can play it. I find that makes it easier to hit the chorus because it's a really hard song to sing this actually. So first of all, the chords you're going to need. You're going to need a G major, then you're going to need a C as well, then you're going to need, you go back to your G, then you're going to need an E minor, then you're going to need a C again, then you're going to need your D, and then you go back to your G. And that is pretty much your loop. And that's pretty much your left hand taken care of in the song, with the exception of a hammer-on when he's playing the E minor. So on the second string, so you've got a hammer-on to do at some points in the song. You can add it as and when you like, whenever the E minor is played on the end of the phrase. And you've got a slide, and that slide is your second string, first fret, third string, second fret. So that's a classic kind of bluesy slide. So you've got to have that slide now down. So that's the only tricky thing really in the whole song. Then we talk about the right hand. You are plucking the bass note with your thumb as you strum, and your fingers, probably all three of them, just use your whole hand, are playing the sort of middle and treble strings. So it's kind of like, and the important thing is you're playing that down strum, but you also pluck it on the way back up. You need to do that to get it to sound like how he plays it. So it's kind of, so when you're first starting out with this song, don't worry too much about getting into the singing and going around the loop and everything like that. I would just get your G chord down and just keep practicing that kind of between G and E, maybe like in the intro. He seems to have a bit more bite in it when he plays it. I don't know if he's going down there or just punching into it a bit more, but so that's your intro. G, E, G, E. Dun 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 dun. Then it starts. So it goes G, C, G, fly up the E minor, C, down to D. When you go down to D, forget about the upstrokes and just go downstrokes. So, and crescendo it as well if you want. You know, it's certain when you're doing the loop later on, you know, mix it around a bit, but you definitely crescendo in it because that's the build up to the big kind of vocal kind of harmony. So, you know, I fly up the river to the one I love. Then it goes to the big kind of thing, which is back to G. Fare thee well, oh, E minor, C, D, G, back to the intro, G, E minor, G, 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 E minor. So we just run through it now. I won't say anything, no chords. Well, I just do the chords as well. G, C, G, down to E minor, C, D with downstrokes, Fare thee G, on E, hammer on, C, G. Now this is that bit I was telling you about the slide. So at the end of the verse, when you go back to your G to E section, after that E, you then do a slide. So it's actually double, it's a sliding strum and then a double strum. And actually slide, so it's, and then hit it on the way back up, so it's slide up. Yeah, and there's even an opening there, I think, so it's okay, so that's the full loop. Remember the hammer on the second time round, on the second time, so I'll play it all now and I'll sing it as well, so you might want to cover your ears up. Okay, so intro. Fire winds, I nose the hole. I'll fly up the river to the one I love. Very well, lonely. Camera on. See, fare thee well, he slides. Early one morning, drizzling rain, and in my heart I felt a aching pain. Fare thee well, lonely. Camera on. Fare thee well. Woman I love is long and tall. She moves her body like a cannonball down straight. Fare thee well, lonely. Hammer on. Fare thee well. Early one morning, or one of these mornings, it won't be long, you'll call my name, and I'll be gone down strokes. Fare thee well, lonely. Hammer on. Fare thee well. Slide ready. The last loop goes back to the opening chord, but it's a bigger crescendo, so if I hear winds like Nora's dove, I'd fly up the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, lonely. Fare thee well. I think there's a bit of humming going on at the very end of the song, on the version inside Llewyn Davies. The original version, or it's an old blues song that's been, well, loads of people have done, but the original Dave Van Ronk version I think is played with a capo and standing tuning on the second, and it's really hard to sing up that high, but it's a fantastic version as well. And he sings it with a slightly different vocal harmony, I think, on that. If I had wings, there, like nose, dove. That's how he sings it, whereas I think Oscar Isaacs is singing it. If I had wings, like nose, dove. So sometimes I think it's good to, between the two verses, change the way you sing that particular thing, because it makes the song a bit more interesting. That is about it. It's a really great song, lovely vocal harmony, and very easy to play. It's just strumming chords with a kind of finger strum thing going on, which is lovely. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you.